Extra, read all about it. Welcome to the Empires Recap, and today we'll be going over the chaos and drama of our somewhat respected rulers. This week, there's a lot of law breaking, including from the law himself. Judge Riffs has already been mentioned once this week, let's keep it that way. Chaos abounds in Sanctuary. Evil Sausage is out and about, destroying and stealing from everyone he visits. But he's not the only concerning thing happening in Sanctuary. He still doesn't know who that mysterious note is from.
And when I pick it up, it literally says mysterious note on it. That's mysterious.
Evil Sausage at this moment is hanging out in an ancient city, looking for some new friends. But perhaps he should have a chat with some other rulers first. Ollie is working on a project we probably won't see outside of stream when Evil Sausage seeks him out. He requests a beautiful song from the somewhat friendly bard, which goes incredibly well.
I play them.
He's got red eyes, he should have a snooze. Maybe he's been up all night, drinking booze. Oh, he's got a deep voice. Kinda sexy. Oh. Are you twerking on my character, Sausage?
And then murders Ollie for his troubles. Not exactly the tip you'd expect as a bard.
Oh, he's just very lovely. It's the one. It's the one they're going to play at the end.
At the end? That's what, the end of what?
Of your funeral.
Oh, Jesus! Jeez!
Meanwhile, Joey requests Sausage help with a child, seeing as Sausage is the proud father of two very cool children. Joey asks him for advice for his new kid. He takes him out, and Sausage advises Joey to feed his kid some nutrients. Turtles. But hey, whatever your kid wants, right? Evil Sausage is just in Sanctuary when he spies Shelby taking a visit. He takes her inside the tavern and they listen to some demon music. Shelby asks if he could send some demons after her own enemies, and the Evil Sausage enthusiastically agrees. He offers to help send them to the Witches' Academy, and she agrees. He can be friends with one witch, doesn't mean he's friends with the rest of them. You know, traveling dimensions is hard, but it helps to have a house. A lovely walk through a gladiatorial arena later. Evil Sausage. Hey, we really need a better name for that guy. Evil Sausage builds himself a base after threatening Pepe for materials. Can't escape from the nature of a builder even if you are evil. The new house has everything a man needs. Bedroom, living room, summoning circle. He also brings over his tower and his version of Bubbles. Who knows what he plans to do next?
Too many times. The sheriff has been disrespected too many times.
But what if I was really buff and ripped and angry?
Taking a page out of his deputy's book, Jimmy has bulked up, reasoning that if people won't respect the friendly sheriff, they'll learn to fear a powerful one. And the second step of this image rebrand is tearing down the Toy Story walls Joel built around Temple Town. The process of which makes him even angrier due to the mix of powder and solid concrete being particularly annoying to destroy.
I need to take it out on the person who did that. Perfect, he's right there. You know what? We made up. But I'm just angry in general now.
Jimmy has finally spent some time at the gunpowder farm, and though it's not quite as much as he should hope, it's enough for a little destruction. Joel's empty head is the perfect test subject. Beheading a god is a feat, even as a statue. For the rest of the server, Jimmy has a different plan. He needs anvils for his railroad, so he's just going to take all of theirs. He wants his viewers not to tell the other emperors, or else a short, angry sheriff with beautiful abs is coming to our studio. Is this how we finally get an interview? The first victim is his old deputy, Fwip, and Jimmy sets up a journal with records of how many anvils he's stolen, so he can gloat to them later. Pix's place is a particular treat. The security system is loaded with anvils, and alarms, which... the guards can't rat him out to the big man, can they? The last victim is Mayor Lizzie, who's even online, so Jimmy has to sneak through Animalia to gather her anvils. He gives a mocking goodbye message, and gets back that he missed one in the center of town. Well, he's going to take the...
Oh!
Jimmy storms back into Animalia, and Mayor Lizzie seems more concerned with the damage to her fountain than the fact that all of Jimmy's stuff got destroyed in the blast, including all of his 150 stolen anvils. Not even a cool nickname can soothe that blow.
Well.
Oh my gosh. Is my
So, you are the villain.
Well, yeah, well, you could call it that. I get...
After hearing that she's even undercutting his gunpowder production, Jimmy leaves, vowing vengeance. Critter City better watch its back.
Last week's discovery reveals itself to be new bat villagers. As the good mayor that she is, Lizzie decides to start building a new district.
And for no reason at all, I'm going to call it the District of Gotham.
The hill next to the community center and behind the magical district has new houses with blue roofs and filled with bright sunlight.
It's not like bats need a dark cave to live in or anything. No, they need a cute suburban village, obviously.
The alert about an anvil kidnapper has been going around, and Lizzie needs her precious damaged anvil. To stop this villain, she decides to blow them up with a TNT minecart, and it pays off as it's revealed that it was Jimmy all along. But now she has a huge crater in the center of Critter City. At least she can show that Animalia is stronger than ever.
Right, iron golem that's about to crumble to dust.
Sadly, her anvil did not survive the blast. When only the roofs are missing from Gotham, she decides to pay a visit to Glimmergrove, where the princess accepts a trade in exchange for Lizzie's help with a mysterious note. When it leads them to a strange plant with compost, Lizzie sacrifices her berries for the greater good, which leads to nothing, unfortunately. She finishes up the roofs, making Critter City a bit more colorful.
It looks like a real city. I mean, it is a real city, obviously. I'm a real mayor. Don't look at my river of iron golems. Don't know how they got in there.
And brings the bats to the new district. She makes her own Minecraft Industrial Revolution and forces them to work in a factory using the exported gunpowder goods of the farm she made with Flip. Critter City is slowly becoming fully alive.
No! Not the train tracks!
Wait, is that an OSHA violation? The newest addition in Chromia is a big one. It's Scott's megabase. He jumps right into a time-lapse of the process, building stone foundations but missing the roof off the top. Netherwoods are the hardest to get, after all.
It also needs, a roof.
To fit in with Chromia's whole vibe, the roof Scott built is very colorful, with netherwoods and various colored concretes and splashes all over it. The roof still needs trims, and the build itself still needs a few details that are quickly added.
And without further ado, I am happy to show you my mega base. Look at it, it's done. Well, the outside is done.
He's included the floor plan while building up the foundations, a few rooms for the kitchen and such, but not so much on the second floor. Future plans for Chromia include a little bit of a village expansion and a new public transit system. A public transport system for llamas, and they can never get off. They'll have a nice time touring Chromia, he's sure. Wandering over to visit the llamas, he finds a fancy-looking llama all packed and ready for traveling. The llama seems quite content with his adventure, and even lets Scott ride and control him. No idea where this guy came from, but Scott is certainly glad for it. First magic crystals, then a manor, then a magic llama. What a magical place. Hopefully soon, Scott can furnish his new home and fill out the collectibles hallways with some magical stuff.
So, you know what that means? It's crime time. We've got to get up to some mischief.
Although hopefully he won't steal the Deep Slate Emerald ore again. Pix might have a bit of a problem with that.
Speaking of which, hold on to your hats, the historian is back. Pixariffs has begun terraforming the edge of the savannah in preparation for a grand castle, which means that the calcite cliff that he shrink-wrapped as a message to Joel all that time ago, yeah, Pix is undoing all that and tearing down the cliff himself. Preservation is important, but terraforming is too. But don't worry, preservation purists, Pixariffs has plans to tie up the loose ends of the museum, starting with Rendog's collection of giblets. Since the man had to leave when the rift was open, he scattered his precious items across the landscape for Pix to find, because what archaeologist doesn't love a treasure hunt? He starts his search at the old site of Rendog's house, and finds the first Ren shrine holding the first artifact to crafting table, along with a few skulky remnants of a different hermit. Campfire smoke makes the shrines easier to spot, but considering the next one Pix finds is, in the end, easier doesn't mean easy.
Oh, unbelievable. This is in the middle of nowhere as well. I was just flying around looking for cities. Figured I might do some end raiding while I was here. What? Ren's first cooked pork chop? Oh, you little stinker.
If the end's fair game, then so is the nether. Pix finds Cubfan's skulkwork at Flip's old Hoglin farm as well, but finding the shrine requires a lot of death-defying lava flying.
At this point, I'm pretty convinced that he wanted me to die in lava looking for this one. Unbelievable. Ren, this is in the middle of nowhere, Ren. How was I supposed to have found this? Well, I have, but I mean, what are these coordinates even?
At least Pix can pretend he's burning Ren's head in this one for revenge. Thankfully, there's a fortress with a portal nearby, so it's just a quick flight home past,
Right, we're home. Or at least we're at the Mesa, where... Wait a second. What season even is this? Why is the copper cod here? Tumbletown is just getting more and more surreal as we go. The heck is this? Anyway...
He drops off his current collection and checks Hermitopia, though that's already been looted. Maybe another emperor took it? After resorting to archival footage, aka an excuse to rewatch Ren's episodes, Pix finally finds the first log, along with a jellycat. He can't take her home, but he does leave her a bed. Sure, Scar's happy about that. Pix gets word of a new boutique opening in Gobland, so he stops by for the grand opening. And not only does he find giblets, he finds a joblin. Fwip is happy to have a customer, extolling his rare artifacts, including a piece of deep slate emerald ore that looks familiar. Too familiar.
Oh, no, wait a second. I recognize this. No. I recognize the striations. I've made careful study of this. That is my deep slate emerald ore. I don't know if 20 blocks seems right to reclaim stolen property.
To avoid needing to call up Judge Riffs about the ore's original ownership, Fwip and Pix settle on a bundle pricing for all the giblets and the deep slate emerald. Pix nearly empties the ancient city vault of its raw gold, but finally his precious ore is back in its proper place, and he's 3 pieces away from completing the Rendog set as well. All in a day's work.
And with that, join us next week for more chaos and shenanigans. Thank you for watching, liking and subscribing, and thanks to everyone helping out with the project. Check them all out down below.